A medical battle happening right now in the Valley. A man in a coma may be forced to leave the hospital, maybe even the country, to get long-term care.
The 23-year-old lives here, but he was born in Mexico and is not a U.S. citizen. ABC 15's Brian Webb is live at Good Samaritan Hospital in Phoenix.
And Brian, what does the hospital have to say about this?
Well, apparently the hospital is giving the family one more week to decide. Beyond that, they're not saying much, citing that the family hasn't given them permission to talk about the case, which is odd because talk about the case is all the family has done all day.
No, and I'm not going to give up on him.
As Evelyn Cornelio sees it, she's locked in a life or death struggle to save her husband and seems to think her biggest opponent is the hospital where he's on life support, Good Samaritan.
Because I see how much my husband is trying and not giving up, but all they see now is who's going to pay for all these expenses.
23-year-old Jesus Cornelio collapsed playing soccer and slipped into a coma. No one seems to know why. But now Evelyn says after 1 week, the hospital went from caring for him as a patient to considering him a lost cause and loss of money.
He's healthy, he's strong, and he's going to make it.
Jesus's family, who lives in the valley, gathered outside the hospital hoping to get attention and answers. Even though Jesus has lived in America since he was a child, he is not a U.S. citizen and has no insurance. The family's been told, take him home and get help from hospice or take him back to Mexico for long-term care.
All his family is here. All his friends are here.
Evelyn tells me Jesus still reacts to her voice and squeezes her hand. She's holding out hope for a full recovery, even if doctors don't. But where it will happen and who will pay, well, that is Evelyn's struggle.
He's the love of my life. He's my best friend. He's my everything.
I spoke to a woman who works for Access, the state Medicaid system. She says that Jesus wouldn't qualify for long-term care anyway because he hasn't been a legal U.S. citizen long enough for a minimum of 5 years, and those laws are set by the federal government. By the way, Jesus just received his Social Security card last week. Reporting live in Central Phoenix, I'm Brian Webb, ABC 15 News.
Thanks, Brian. We'll be watching this as it develops, and of course the latest on Daybreak starting at 4:30 tomorrow.